welcome to Caribou Country Lifestyle. My name is Cheryl, and today I'm going to be covering my strawberry plants with straw. I'm mulching it with the straw for over the winter. So we have quite a big round bale of straw, probably about half of it still, and so I have lots to be able to cover these 3 beds that I have, strawberry beds, and I'm hoping I have enough to be able to put around my raspberries as well. And as far as the raspberries go, I'm laying the straw down to mulch around it, and that's more to suppress the weeds around my raspberries as well. So I'm just going to keep piling on the straw, and I'm only putting like a couple of inches of straw onto the strawberries. I don't want to get all of this pulled down. So I'm just going to cover all these strawberry plants up with the straw. And we had bought this round bale of straw. That was actually for our pigs. And then we decided that to use it for this because we can't raise pigs anymore. So this works out perfect to be able to use the straw, and we don't have to let it go to waste. Because basically that's all we were using the straw for, was for the bedding in the pig bed, in the pig's hut. And the straw is what helped keep them warm throughout the winter. So Jamie said if I can use it up, that would be great. Get it out of the driveway. And I want to make sure that it has a good coverage. I'm going to go around this other side, because I see some strawberry plants on this side that definitely needs more. Okay, so I'm going to continue to keep doing this, and then I'll come back and let you see once I get everything covered. So I'm almost finished. This is the last of the 3 beds that I'm covering up here with the straw. And then I'll have to get another load of straw also. I'm just going to come on this side and see if there's any strawberry plants that I need to cover up on this side. Oh yeah, right here in this corner. Got some right there. Got another one, some more I need. Where was it? Right there. Okay. There. And I've just got this little area here. I think I have just enough straw to cover up this spot. Move this around. Okay. It's like almost the perfect amount. I think I have some over here I can steal from down here. Just need a little bit more right there. Okay, and so the whole idea of having the straw mulch over these strawberries is so that what it's going to do is it's going to be like a layer of insulation, and that's a barrier to protect the plants over the winter time. We get a lot of snow. Like Jamie ended up picking up a quad, and he has a plow on the blade on the front of the quad, so now he has something this winter to be able to move the snow around. I'm trying to get out of the sun here so I can see. Oh geez, that sun is so bright. I mean, I'm not complaining because I knew it was going to be nice today, and so this is why I wanted to get this done. So we get a lot of snow. Jamie's picked up a quad just this fall, and so he has something now to plow the snow around. We used to have a neighbor fellow that lived across the street, and he had a couple of little travel trailers, and he would store them in our yard, and in return he would plow our driveway, and he had a quad with a blade on it, and it worked out really well. Well, last fall he passed away, so that was unfortunate. And so we have my brother-in-law plowing our driveway for us he had a blade on the front of his truck. So he did warn us that he was going to be selling the blade on the front of his truck and going to be selling his truck. So then Jamie ended up getting a deal on a brand new quad, and they sold him a blade to go on it, chains for the tires and everything. So that's going to be so great for us for this winter. So we get a lot of snow, and it gets really cold. We've had it as cold as minus 33 Celsius. I'm not exactly sure what that is in Fahrenheit. It's cold. Like, the only great thing about living in the Cariboo is we do get a lot of sun. So even though it's super cold out, the sun, it seems to shine so much here in the Cariboo, which is so awesome. So I'm going to get some more straw, but first I want to prune some of my raspberries. You just got to remember the 3 Ds: dead, diseased, and damaged. That's what you want to remove. Along with, I'm going to remove any canes that produced raspberries this last year. And then I will come and fill in all around my raspberry canes with straw. Over here, this is one of the raspberry canes that produced quite a bit of raspberries. So I'm going to remove this one cane. And this has a lot of raspberry, where the raspberries grew. You can see these little flower buds here. That's where I've picked the raspberries off. So I'm just removing this whole cane because it was filled with raspberry blooms on it. And I'm just going to make a little pile right here, and I am just going to cut out, and I have one here that's broken, so I'll remove that. I got another one. And you can do this either in the spring or you can do it in the fall. And since I'm out here working anyways, I just decided I would do it in the fall. And then I will just leave anything that's a new cane that has just grown. I will leave those canes. But there's quite a few in here, so I'll be removing a good majority of these raspberry canes. I've got one there. And I'm just using my pruners. They're like a ratchet pruner. You get 3 cuts on it. Some only take 1, some take 2, some take 3, depending on the size of the cane. And some of these are pretty small as far as thickness goes. gonna remove some of this grass that's growing in around it too. I'll remove that, because then once I put the straw in, it's gonna cover up all of these little weeds that are trying to grow in here, and it will kind of stifle the weeds. The only bad thing about using straw is that it produces weed seeds. Some of these raspberries I bought, and some of these raspberry canes I got from my sister, and I have some where I have Boyne was a variety that I bought, and I also bought Heritage. Both of those varieties were ones that I bought. It's the ones that my sister gave me that I have no idea what variety those are, because she's had those canes forever. When she moved in with her husband, he actually runs a family farm, and she moved in with him, and the raspberries were already there. So she has no idea what the variety of raspberries they are. And I will take it. Now this one had little flower heads on it, but it did not produce any raspberries. So I'm just cutting off the top of the head. I'm not pruning it right down to the ground on that one. And the raspberries that I got from these throughout the summer, I ended up putting them in my freezer, and then I took them out and I made a batch of raspberry jam with it, and it turned out really nice. So I think that's it. Oh, there's one in the middle here. It looks like it has damage on it, so I will just remove it. And I'm just, Jamie has a burning barrel going, and I'm just gonna burn these raspberry canes. I think that's it as far as pruning out my raspberry canes. So now I'm going to take these over to the burning barrel, and I will burn them, and then I will get a load of straw to bring over here to put around my raspberries. Okay, so I got myself some more straw, and I am just going to do a thick layer of straw over this entire bed. We have lots of straw, so I can put down as much as I want. I'm starting all the way down here. I just want to suppress the weeds as much as I can. And when I first put straw on the bed, my husband told me it wasn't thick enough. And he was right. I think that's 2 times now he's been right. There's quite a layer of leaves on the ground too, which is good for mulching with these. Cut this piece out too, I just noticed. And there's another piece. Yeah, sometimes you just don't see it the first time, so then you see it the next time, and that's okay. You can still have time to cut it out. Oh, there's another piece. So I got one more piece here. And I'm pretty sure, oh, here's another one. It's a lot easier to see it when there's no greenery leaves on it. There's another one here. And then you can see where the dead stuff is. And another one there. And there. I'm pretty sure that is it. I got warm enough that I could take my jacket off. It's supposed to be pretty nice today, about 8 degrees Celsius. My husband said to put about 6 inches on, but we'll see how much I have. And I can keep adding, but I'd like to get a good base layer down. I have quite a few jobs that I'm going to be doing. One was definitely to get the strawberries covered and to get this straw moved around these raspberries. Another thing I want to do is start deadheading my lilacs also. So if we have time today, I mean, I still have tomorrow as well. So if I don't, whatever I don't get done today, I can do it tomorrow, unless the weather's not very good. I've got some brand new little raspberry plants coming in too, and I will accept that because I would like to fill up this whole bed with raspberry plants, and I will encourage whatever new raspberry growth there is for sure. Because it wouldn't be much of a berry garden if there wasn't very many berries. Don't know how much you're going to be able to hear. All of a sudden it got super windy, so I have all the straw across this whole bed of my raspberries, but I ended up getting another wheelbarrow full because I want to put some. I have a couple of blueberry plants, elderberry plants, and then I have 2 haskap plants over there, and I want to put the straw around all of that. I've got 2 blueberry plants down here. Right over top of the plants, and then that'll be a good winter protection for these blueberries. And then I've got this one here. That's why I have these bamboo stakes around the plants, and that's just so Jamie can see them, because when he comes through here with the weed eater, which he has done, because this poor little elderberry plant has been whippersnipped a couple of times. So I'm going to put the straw around it, and I have a stick here too. So hopefully that will deter that from happening again. I just need to break this up instead of it being in large clumps. And then I have this big elderberry. This is one that he hasn't whippersnipped, obviously. And I'm just trying to get this so it's not so compressed. Breaking it up, put it around it. And you can't miss where the straw is, so that should help him see where the plants are. Also, he's whippersnipped my haskap. The one over there, he's whippersnipped. This plum tree, I will put a layer of straw around it as well. We didn't end up getting any more bark mulch, so hopefully we can get some more of that in the spring. Oh, I see I need some added straw over there. It looks a little thin. Jamie wants a good layer of straw, so I'll just go all the way up to the camera with this, the rest of the straw. he said what he might do with the rest of it, because I said I can't use all this straw. So he said he might put some in the chicken coop and let the chickens rummage through it. They like to scratch it and go through it and see if there's any bugs in amongst the straw. So, and there probably is, because this straw has been out in the elements, and that's another reason why we need to get rid of it, because the more it gets wet, the more it's going to get mold going through it. And you don't want to be having that around your plants. So that is all the straw I am going to bring to over here. I think I did pretty good. So I got the straw all done, and now we're going to take a little break, and it's lunchtime, and I'm going to go pick up some sushi for us to have for lunch. So little lunch break, and we'll continue. I'll come back and we'll do the pruning of the lilacs. Okay, so I started pruning on this lilac, and I've taken out 3 branches that have been overhanging on this fence, and they just dangle. I can't prune them properly because they're just too high up above me, and it's hard to get a ladder in here. So I took my saw and I cut out these 3 big branches, and this is the last one. So I'm just going to get this one out of here. Just got to lift it up and pull this out first. And then I'm going to come around this way, get around my wheelbarrow, and I'm just going to take this down over to where we have branches that we have pruned out, and I'm just going to take this big long branch out of here. I'm just glad to have got that out of there. I've been wanting to do this for the last couple of years. So now that I've cut those branches out, those were in the back of this lilac tree. Now I'm going to focus my attention on all of these deadheads. So you can deadhead your lilac bushes in the fall, or you can deadhead them in the spring. If you deadhead them in the spring, you want to get them when the tree is just starting to leaf. Like you'll see the little buds of the leaves, not the flowers, of the leaves. And that's when you can come in and prune, like in the early spring. Sometimes if I have enough time, I will do it in the fall. So today I'm going to focus on deadheading all of this. And this is basically reaches up as high as the house. I'm probably not going to get the ones on the very top. I never am able to get it. I use my husband's landscaping ladder to be able to get up high enough. So I'm going to go get his ladder, and then I'll set that up. So with this lilac tree, I can just pull this down. I don't need the ladder, and I will just snip off all of these deadheads. And whichever deadhead I'm snipping it off right at the base where it forks into the next branch. This whole part here is just all deadheads, so I'm going to snip it off to the next branch. It seems like a lot, but it won't hurt it at all. And I'm just going to do the same here. And I've got my wheelbarrow right here. Now I've made sure that my ladder is in a sturdy, steady position, and that's important for safety. So I am going up and I am just going to deadhead any of these branches off. I just let them hit the ground. And some I'm taking off more than others. I'm just trimming it off to the next new section of growth. If you don't deadhead your lilacs, then after a few years, they just look so ratty, and I don't think that they will produce as many flowers if you're not deadheading them. I always just like to take out, it makes it look so much nicer and cleaner. And your lilacs won't flower in the same spot where it's already flowered. It's going to pick a different spot. So you're better off just to cut out the dead stuff, which would encourage more growth. There's some of my deadheads. Hi there, so we're on day 2 of pruning and cleaning up for the fall. We're at the middle of November, almost, pretty much. And we haven't had a big snowfall. We've had a couple of little, really not much of anything as far as snow goes. But it's coming. It's definitely coming. So this other lilac that I had pruned beside the house, it's quite a substantial tree, and I got as much as I could get to it. I worked on it for over an hour yesterday, and then today I just went out there and kind of cleaned up. Basically all I can do is the outer edge around the tree as high up as the ladder will go. And I said to my son yesterday, my youngest son, he's still here. He's actually going to be going back home tomorrow, I think. So I was saying, well, the only way I'll get to the top of that tree is if I was to climb on the roof. And I think his eyes kind of, what? That's not what you're going to do, is it? No. I'm too old to be climbing on the roof of houses. I mean, once you get in your 50s, I just feel like you got to be careful. Your balance starts going off, and yeah, so just be careful. This lilac here is nowhere near as tall, a lot more manageable, and what I do is I try to shape the top so it doesn't get any taller, and I have my handheld pruners. And then I also have my lopper pruners, and I use both of these. These I use to help shape the top, and I will get my ladder over here as well. And then I also cut down the suckers along the bottom, because I would rather this be more of a tree than spreading out like a shrub. And then I have one more section of lilac to clean up. So I have 3 really nice lilac bushes, shrubs, trees, whatever you want to call them. So I'm going to continue working on this one, and then we found that we had an apple tree over there. It only grew 1 apple, but we didn't even know it was an apple tree because we're still slowly figuring out what is fruit trees and what are just trees. So we've been here 4 years now on this property, and like I just found out this last summer that the 2 trees behind my camera are plum trees, and they produced plums, and they were really, really good plums. So always finding out new things around the property. So I'm going to continue on cleaning up, and again, it's super easy. I have my wheelbarrow right here to be able to throw all my little trimmings in there. Yesterday Jamie had a fire going, so we were actually burning all of these little deadheads that I've been taking off of the lilacs. We were burning them yesterday, so doesn't have the fire going today, but he might end up getting it going again. He was just burning a bunch of scrap wood that he had. So I will continue, and I will let you have a look at what it looks like when I'm finished. So you see it all now, and then I'll let you look at it when I'm finished. Hey, so I'm finished pruning my lilacs. I got this one pruned, and then I went and I pruned the other one over on the other part of our property. So I have all 3 lilacs pruned as much as I'm going to be able to prune them. The only one that I wasn't able to prune the whole thing is that great big lilac tree that I have over there, and I just can't get to the top to prune it. So I've had a pretty productive weekend, if I must say. I might end up not getting to that, so that's okay. Even if I don't do it this fall, I can still do it in the spring. That's the good thing about the flexibility of pruning. If you can't get it done in the fall, you can still do it in the spring, as long as you do it before the flowers bud out. You can do it when the leaf buds show up, but you want to do it definitely before your flower buds show up. So anyways, thanks for joining me, and we'll talk again soon. Bye for now.